everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the amazing Monster High movie, Frights, Camera, Action, which is a Saw film too.
Now when Darcularua is tricked into believing that she is the next vampire queen, she and her ghoul friends travel the globe to find the vampire's heart artifact in order to reveal the true queen.
Yeah, and before we start on that, be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes, it's so nice to have the original franchise.
Yes, because after the announcement of a reboot, again, we don't want to acknowledge any other existence but this one.
So this movie itself gave Darcularua her spotlight.
Yes.
You had to find out a little more backstory and see them take another trip and have more escapades and see more shenanigans.
Yes. And the way it starts out is actually really hilarious. This whole theme has the Hollywood, it's a Hollywood, they call it Horrorwood theme to it, by referencing movies and the Hollywood lifestyle, and all the people they meet really want to work in Hollywood. And it's really neat. And in the beginning though, it's probably one of the funniest parts of the film. Not only does it start off with all these parodies of well-known horror movies or adventure movies or the posters, the entire school is going to this old movie theater. They show us black and white movies for the monsters, and I'm watching one about a vampire queen, and Dracula keeps commenting that all the things they have about the vampires and queens are all wrong, and they're like, shut up, just shut up. They're like, shut, you can't hear, it's all lies. And eventually she ruins the movie and everyone just throws their food at her. They're like, no, that's not right, they don't do that, that's all lies, shut up.
How do you know? Never mind.
It's just entertainment, shut up.
So it's a fun story, even though there is subterfuge involved. And the guy who's supposed to be the one who takes care of the caretaker for the vampire queen is not wanting them to find her because the last one has disappeared. And he right now is in charge of everything. Everyone does what he wants. He makes all the rules. He doesn't want that to stop. So when they talk about looking for the vampire queen, he's not happy. So he comes up with the ruse to pick some gullible vampire to tell them that they are the real queen because of the stone.
Right.
And then control that person and still be in charge.
Right. And we've seen this done from time to time in other movies when they want to have like a figurehead. But here, you know, it's not like all doom and gloom, you know, pardon the pun for the type of movie it is. It's still fun because, you know, the ruse doesn't last, you know, too long. It ends up, as you said, being about finding the true vampire queen. And they also get help from Rebecca's theme, because it seems to know that her father had actually made the artifact for them. And you even get a little slight bittersweet backstory with her, because there was a special previews before this where they find her and, you know, turn her back on. She was like pretty much, you know, turned off for decades or centuries. And for here, you realize that he had made it, so he was friends with the vampires. And you kind of find out, like, you don't know if she's ever going to find the dad, because they kind of leave it off as an accident happened. That is that he was on a train with some of the vampires and the brakes stopped or cut, and he disappeared. So it's kind of inferred he was sabotaged or something, but they never really get into it. So I think that was reserved for like another movie they never got to make.
Right. I think one of the funniest parts too, before we get to the meat of it, is when they had her backstory and she was telling them what happened, and she was biting into the tomato, and the lady and her child thought she had just bitten somebody, and they ran screaming. She's like, what?
Right, and then
she turns around, it's a tomato, and she's got tomato juice all over her face.
Right. That was freaking hilarious. And when they go to these different places where they have sort of like almost like a riddle hunt, where they find a message that the previous queen left. Is that she vanished. They don't know where she is. So she's supposed to be leaving these clues for the next queen in case they need her help. And they keep following these clues all across the states, I guess you could say. And one of the first places they go to is New Orleans, but they say New Gorleans instead in the movie.
Right.
And they meet, what was her name? Honey Swamp, who wants to be a camera director. And like I said, they meet these different characters that all have a different aspect of movie making they want to be.
And then they meet that idiot Voodoo.
Oh yeah, unfortunately he was already part of the school, so he just kind of tags along as the extra theatrical one.
Who's like a Milo Murphy.
Yeah, anytime anything goes wrong, he's the cause of it. Like he has the literally bad voodoo on him, and he's the kindest guy ever. It's hilarious. They have one that wants to be a camera director, one that wants to be a writer, one's a makeup artist, and I like that they keep the theme in there the entire movie. I mean, you still got this plot going with Find the True Queen, but I like they really embrace all the perks and the lifestyle of working in Hollywood, and it's always fun. There's not some type of underseedy thing going on like you see in the other movies. It's just fun and glamorous.
And throughout the movie, especially in the beginning, there were different clues that surfaced.
Yes, they...
and one of them we picked up on quickly, and I'm going to say this one. Some of them I won't in case you haven't seen it. I mean, the chances of that are slim to none. But in the beginning, I'm like, don't those two guys look like each other?
Yes!
And they were arguing of who looked the best. I'm like, it's the same person.
Yes, that was a whole subplot back when the other ghouls were gone. The two of the ghouls who were crushing on both actors, they said, no, this one looks cuter because of this, this one looks cuter than that, and they went to court over this. And they had Twyla, she was the judge, she could care less, she just said, order. Like, that's the best judge ever.
But they had that and other clues that happened throughout the movie. So you even had an opportunity before they revealed it to figure out who did it.
Yeah, you were playing along. There was even one point where they addressed when a writer leaves clues leaves clues hidden for the reader or the viewer to find out. And they're literally telling you, here's how you need to look around on the screen or pay attention to what you're watching. It was like literally like sort of breaking the fourth wall when she said that, because it was actually pretty brilliant. Because when you go back and watch the movie, you can see the clues they left and the references, so you are really playing along with them. It was brilliantly written.
So one of the clues, a major clue, leads them to
the Hollywood, right?
Yes. What is it called?
It's Horrorwood.
And that's where they have one more clue, and then they figure out who the vampire queen is. And again, we won't spoil it for
right,
you
just in
you
case.
But we have figured it out.
Yes.
So, but it was fun. This is a really fun movie. Of course, every Monster High original franchise movie is fun, and everyone is different. It's not like they just take the same storyline and rehash it. Every single one is different, and that's what makes it fun. You've got the gorgeous fashion, you've got all the beauty and the fun and the characters and the ghouls together supporting each other. So this was, of course, a great movie.
Yes.
So if you are a fan of the Monster High franchise, and or if you've seen Fright Camera's action, let us know what you think in the comments below.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and click notifications about the gift days of future podcasts and more than Paws videos.
If you haven't seen it, you should. It's a fun summer movie. Unfortunately, none of the movies that count are on Netflix anymore.
No, you'll have to get the DVD or go to Amazon.
And they run pretty cheap on Amazon.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, giving